Calculating an angle using SOHCAHTOA. Example 1. Calculate angle theta correct to the nearest degree. Here we have a triangle. Angle theta we need to discover. We're given the length of this side is 9 and the length of this side is 5. First thing I check is this a right angle triangle? Yes, it is. Here's my right angle. So then I label my triangle. If this is the right angle, then 9 must be H. Because angle theta is the angle I'm interested in, this side here, which we don't know the length of, is called O. And then this must be A. Next step is tick the things I know. I know what H is. I know what A is. I don't know O. Which one of the three ratios am I going to use? Am I going to use sine, cos, or tan here? Well, I have A and I have H. I have A and I have H. So I'm going to choose cos. So the next step is I write cos of my angle theta is equal to A over H, which in this triangle is 5 over 9. I now have cos theta is 5 over 9. To get theta, in other words, I want to get rid of cos. To get rid of a cos in front of a theta, you bring it over and make it into a cos inverse of 5/9. And then I just type that into my calculator, making sure my calculator is on degree mode before I start. Shift, cos, fraction key, 5 over 9, close bracket, press equals. Oops, arrow out first, and then close brackets and press equals. And up comes 56.25, 56.25. So I'll write that, 56.25 degrees. So my answer is, theta is, they want it to nearest degree, so it's 56 degrees is the answer to this example 1. Second example, example 2. In example 2, we're asked to calculate angle B correct to the nearest degree. Here is our triangle. Again, there's B. This is a right angle triangle, so I can use SOHCAHTOA. This here is H, that's B, this is O, and this is A. Tick the ones I know. I know H, I know O, and I know A. So which one will I use? Sine, cos, or tan? Well, because I know all three, O, A, and H, I can use any of them I wish. Any one of them. You can try any one at random and it should work out. Just for this one, I'm going to use cosine. So if I do cosine of angle B is A over H. In this particular one, it's root 7 over root 11. So I have cos B is equal to root 7 over root 11. To get B on its own, angle B on its own, I get rid of the cos by bringing it over and changing to a cos inverse. And it's root 7 over root 11. I can type this into my calculator. I just press shift cos, fraction key. On the top I put square root 7, arrow down, square root 11, arrow out, and close my bracket, and press equals. And up comes 37.086, 37.086 degrees. So my answer is B is going to be, to the nearest degree, is 37 degrees. If someone chose to use sine, for example, they would have said sine B is O over H, which in this one would be 2 over the square root of 11. And B would be inverse sine of 2 over root 11. And if I type that one into the calculator instead, shift sine, fraction, 2, arrow down, root 11, arrow out, close bracket, press equals. Up comes the exact same answer. So B would still be 37 degrees. If someone chose to use tan, I won't write it here, tan of B would be O over A, so it'd be 2 over root 7. And if you do that, it will also work out to be 37 degrees. You only need to pick one of the ratios. You don't need to do all three of them. Example 3. Here we're asked to find the two angles inside the triangle of a right angle triangle. Calculate angles A and B correct to the nearest degree. So notice this is a right angle triangle. So by the way, that is 90 degrees. So if that's 90, this is going to be H. Now, depending on which angle I choose to work with first, let's choose A. So I'm going to highlight A. I'm going to use A first. If I use A first, this one over here is O. This is H and this is A. So let's use A first and get A first. I know H, I know A, I don't know O. So which one has A and H in it? It's cosine. So I write cosine of my angle A is side A over side H, which in this question is 12 over 17. So I have cos A is 12 over 17, and A is going to be cos inverse of 12 over 17, and I'm going to use my calculator. So shift cos 12 over 17, close bracket, press equals, 45.09, I'm going to round that to 45 degrees. Now, that's just like the other examples. So I'm going to update my picture. This is 45 degrees. How can I figure out B? Well, I could relabel a new triangle with this being O and that being A and use SOHCAHTOA again, but there's a much quicker way. What do all the three angles in a triangle have to add up to? All three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So what I can do instead is I can say 90 degrees plus 45 degrees is 135 degrees. And then I say 180 take away 135 will give me B. So that's 45 degrees. So B is also 45 degrees. It's a much quicker way. So the three angles in a triangle add up to 180. That's the fact that I'm using here from geometry. Have a look at these three examples for working out angles.